If you're thinking about buying a new construction home in Texas, this video is going to save you from making a very expensive mistake. Not the mistake of buying, the mistake of buying without knowing what's coming.
There are 4 things happening right now in this market that the sales rep at the model home will never bring up. And for each one, we're going to show you exactly what to do about it.
Starting with the one that's sending most buyers into arguments with their builder months after closing. Right now, 92% of Texas construction firms say they cannot find enough skilled workers. That number isn't coming from a critic of the industry, that's just the industry's own data. Now, what that means in practice is that crew framing your house may be understaffed and working fast. That plumbing rough-in happens under pressure, and the HVAC system, the one that has to survive the Texas summers, gets installed on a schedule, not on a standard. The most common issues we're seeing right now, foundation cracks. And if you know anything about Texas expansive clay soils, that is not a surface level problem. Water intrusion from windows and roof lines, HVAC systems failing in the first couple summers of ownership. None of this means you shouldn't buy new construction. It means you need eyes in that house that aren't on the builder's payroll. And this is where builder reputation matters more than most people do realize. We actually had a family who purchased a pre-owned home that ended up having foundation issues. Because the home was still under structural warranty, the seller called the builder. And this was a builder known for doing things right. And they actually proved it. They came back and investigated, and they found that the batch of concrete used for that foundation was defective. They fixed it completely, and our buyers were so relieved. And honestly, they loved that house even more knowing that the builder was going to stand behind their work. That story could have gone completely a different way with a different builder. So before you sign anything, research who you're buying from. Their track record on warranty work tells you everything about who they really are.
We've helped a lot of buyers purchase new construction homes over the years. And almost every single one who took our advice and hired a third-party inspector was very glad that they did. You'd be amazed at some of the things that inspectors caught. Not cosmetic stuff, real issues that could have become serious, expensive problems down the road that nobody else would have flagged before closing. Here's your move. Hire an independent third-party inspector, not the city and not the builder's in-house team, your own. Ideally, someone who specializes in new construction and Texas soil conditions. Hire them at framing, drywall, and again at the final walkthrough. It's the cheapest protection you'll ever buy on a home purchase. The builder's in-house inspector works for the same company that gets paid when you close. Don't rely on them. That's like asking a chef, is the food good?
Quality control is issue 1. The second issue is a little bit subtler, and it's actually one of the biggest opportunities in the market right now, if you know how to use it. To manage tighter margins, builders right now are trimming what comes standard in a new home. Cheaper appliance packages, scaled back landscaping, fewer included upgrades at the base price. And one of the ways they make the deal still feel attractive is by offering incentives like rate buy downs instead of lowering the price. A buy down actually lowers your monthly payment in the short term, and that's a good benefit, but it's not the same as getting more value in the home itself. You want to understand exactly what you're getting before you fall in love with a monthly number. Here's the thing though, and this is important because in a lot of markets right now, in Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, Austin, builders are sitting on inventory and foot traffic is down. That changes the conversation completely because while most builders won't budge on the base price because it affects their comps and they're protecting that number, they are often willing to negotiate on everything around it.
Here's your move. Start by getting a full standard feature list in writing before you sign anything and ask the sales rep for a written breakdown exactly what's included in the base price. Appliances, finishes, landscaping, all of it. Then go through it and identify what matters to you, what you want to upgrade, and what feels like is missing. Because here's where it gets good. That list is your negotiation roadmap. Most builders right now are dealing, not on price, but on almost everything else. Rate buy downs, closing cost coverage, lot premium waivers, appliance upgrades, flooring and finish upgrades, added options at no cost. These are all on the table if you know to ask. We've seen a lot of buyers walk away with thousands of dollars in upgrades or closing cost help simply because they asked and because the builder needed to move that home. Buyers who don't know to ask, they always leave money on the table every single time.
And just like with that inspection, a builder who is willing to have that conversation openly is showing you something about who they are. Now, the third issue is where most buyers never even think to look for, and it's sitting right there in the contract. When is your house going to be done? The sales rep will give you a date, but inside most new construction contracts right now, there's a clause that says completion dates are not guaranteed in the event of labor shortages, material shortages, or weather delays. In Texas, where it's blazing hot half the year, where it floods, where the labor market is as tight as it's been in a long time, that clause covers a lot of ground. And here's what you need to understand going in. These contracts are written by the builder for the builder. That's not a conspiracy, that's just how it works. In most cases, you're not going to be able to negotiate the language out of it. So, the question isn't how to change the contract, the question is whether you can live with what it says.
Here's your move. Read it. I mean, all of it. Before you hand over the deposit, understand the delay clause, the warranty terms, and whether there is an arbitration agreement. Then make a clear-eyed decision. If the terms work out for you, great. If something doesn't sit right, you have to be willing to walk away. That willingness is the real leverage. A builder who needs to move that home is more motivated than they're letting on, and you never are obligated to sign something that you do not feel comfortable with. Also, plan your personal timeline with a buffer built in. If your lease ends in June and your contract says estimated completion date is May, that's not a plan, that is a risk.
The fourth issue is one that catches buyers after they've already closed, sometimes years later, and it involves the warranties that were supposed to protect you. New construction comes with warranties, typically a 1-year workmanship warranty, a 2-year systems warranty, and a 10-year structural warranty. On paper, that sounds like really good protection, but in practice, warranty disputes are one of the top complaints being filed against builders right now. The issue isn't usually that the warranty doesn't exist, it's that when buyers go to use it, the builder either disputes the coverage, delays the repair, or in some cases just stops responding completely. Now, the foundation story that I mentioned earlier, that ended well because the builder had integrity. Unfortunately, not all of them do.
Here's your next move. Document everything from day one. At your closing walkthrough, put every issue in writing before you sign off, even minor ones. Take dated photos throughout your first year. Submit every warranty claim in writing and keep copies of it. And before you ever choose a builder, look up their warranty track record, specifically not just their general star rating. A builder who consistently honors their commitment is worth doing business with. One that has a pattern of disputes is telling you who they are before you sign anything.
Every issue we've just walked you through, the quality, features, timelines, and warranties, is a place where an uninformed buyer has no power, but an informed buyer has all of it. Most builders right now are motivated to sell. Foot traffic is down in major markets. Spec homes are sitting, and the ones advertising the loudest are often the most eager to deal. That gives you real leverage going in. And here's something that most buyers don't think about. Having a real estate agent who knows how to work with builders can make an enormous difference. Not just any agent, but one who understands the builder contracts, knows which builders have strong reputations, and who's actually sat across the table from these sales reps before. A good agent can help you avoid mistakes that we talked about earlier today and others, and potentially save you thousands of dollars in the process and even later. The builder sales rep works for the builder. You need to have someone in that room that works for you.
So here's your playbook. First, hire an inspector, independent third party specializing in new construction and Texas soil conditions. Hire them at framing, at drywall, and at final walkthrough. It is the cheapest protection you'll ever buy on a new home purchase. Second, get a full standard feature list in writing before you sign anything. Every appliance, every finish, every included option. That list is your negotiation roadmap. Third, don't fight the base price. Builders protect that number because it affects the comps. Fight for everything around it. Rate buydowns, closing cost coverage, lot premium waivers, appliance upgrades, finish upgrades. That's where the real money is sitting right now, and they will deal if you push. Fourth, know your builder. Look up their warranty track record before you fall in love with a floor plan. The foundation story that Molly mentioned, that ended well. Not every buyer is that lucky.
The builders who are operating with integrity right now, and some of them absolutely are, will have no problem with any of this. The ones who push back on a third-party inspector, won't work with you to make sure that you're getting the home that you want, well, they just told you everything that you need to know about them. Now, if you're buying in the Dallas market specifically, there is something more that you need to understand before you do anything else. Because the way that you buy a home today is fundamentally different from how it worked even just a few years ago. And most buyers are still playing by the old rules with a completely new game.
That's the next video. Don't skip it.